Hello? Yeah, it works. Check, check. So there's a camera up there by the lights, and it gets broadcast to all the hotel rooms Oh, cool.
in their whole chain of hotels.
Right now.
How you doing? This mic is a little heavy.
So it's not just this hotel.
Their whole chain? Cool.
Maybe I'll get some SoundCloud followers.
I'm sorry, man. I know I was taking yours off. That explains it too. 'Cause I was like, is something cool. You guys have any more problems? Just let them know.
All right.
Have a good show.
So I wonder why they broadcast it from Salt Lake City, like, you know.
So you said that it's their whole chain. Yeah, they have living stages at like most of their hotels now.
Oh, that's cool.
Well, kick it off.
Is this going to be broadcast to all the hotels?
I think, yeah.
That's pretty cool.
I'll have to get more details about that because if they're doing other shows, what channel is that getting broadcast? There's multiple channels. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Balance Through Art show. Hopefully you speak a little English. Maybe you'll understand. All right, cool. I sadly only know English, and I'm not even very good at that. So we admire you for being here and at least knowing a little bit what we're talking about. So what the Balance Through Art show is, well, my name's Austin, by the way. It is a brand and community that educates people about the life cycle and how to find a positive balance in life through art and healthy living. I'm a big believer that we're all put on this earth to discover certain gifts that God has given us, whether it's painting or playing guitar or being really good at math. It's that thing you do where you just kind of get lost in it. You forget what time it is. You forget to eat. You're just in your element. And if you can draw people into that too, you've probably found your art. And so tonight, we've got a special guest, a guy I just met this last week. His name is Tao. And he's going to tell us a little bit about himself and what his art is, and we'll kind of go from there. So, what's up, man?
What's up, dude?
What's up?
So my name is Dylan Albiston, but I go by my middle name, Tao. And, excuse me. I'm also known as Pixel Age on SoundCloud and YouTube. If you want to find me on YouTube, it's capital Pixel, capital AGE, no space.
Cool.
Just like a little self-promotion.
Yeah. That's why we're here. Absolutely. So, you go by Tao. So that's how do you spell that?
T-A-U.
T-A-U. Where does that name come from, and what does it mean to you?
It came from a baby book, but it means a couple things. My favorite meaning is the tau particle. It's a subatomic particle, and it's like apparently like the biggest one, or like the most dense, or something
Cool.
like that.
Be sure to talk about it.
Oh yeah, I'm like,
It's all good, man. So how old are you? Let's hear a little bit about like your upbringing, like where you're from, if you got family, you got brothers and sisters, and stuff like that.
I'm mostly from the Salt Lake area. Like I've bounced around Salt Lake every 2 years, pretty much. So just like Cottonwood Heights, West Jordan, Draper, a lot of places. It's hard to name them all. I'm not used to holding a mic, so.
It's all good, man. Well, so how old are you?
I'm 18 years old.
18. So Ready to take on adult responsibilities and take ownership over your life, right?
Yeah. It's going to be hard, but
Oh, man. Well, I'll share briefly how I got to know Tao. So my good buddy Ryan sitting here, you probably can't see him on the camera, but we've had him on the show a couple times.
Hello, I'm Ryan.
Ryan's art is the art of conversation. I think
Right.
our longest record show was with Ryan because we just got lost in a great conversation, and next thing you know, 2.5 hours have gone by.
I watched that. That was about 2 hours long.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But so I met Ryan through working at City Creek Mall just down the street, and Ryan has a group of kids he calls his McDonald's kids. There's a McDonald's in Bountiful he used to frequent quite a lot, and met a lot of cool kids there, and was kind of a father figure to some of them. And from what I understand, Tao was like a friend of a friend kind of thing.
Yeah, we have a mutual friend, and his name is Addison. He's pretty cool.
Sweet stuff. Well, I would love to, let's just hit play and listen to one of your songs and talk about it a little bit, and we'll kind of go into what this is all about. How's that sound?
Yeah, we would just have to open up SoundCloud really quick.
Cool. I'll grab it.
All right. Is it all right if I suggest which song to play? And before we play this song, this song is a tribute to Avicii. Yeah, I put a lot of my heart into this song.
What's it called?
It's called Death of a Hero, R.I.P. Avicii. Not the extended version, but just scroll down and I'll tell you where it is. Keep going. There it is, the one with the second one. The one at the bottom. Yeah. It kind of repeats over and over again, but I guess that's how EDM is. The end is pretty meaningful. It's like and the next one I'd like to show is I Know She's So Nice remix. Here, I'll help you out. How many layers? Not very many layers, actually. I used a sample from Looperman that I really liked, and I just heard it and I was like, whoa. And then I just put drums in and like a couple layers of MIDI. And I think I made that one in Ableton. I think I made that one in Ableton Live. I used to use Ableton Live. I started with Ableton Live, but I switched over to FL Studio recently because I got bored of Ableton Live. It kind of hurts my eyes. FL Studio is a little
Softer.
softer, yeah.
Softer on the eyes.
Yeah.
So this song, it's called Death of a Hero.
Yeah.
That's kind of a pretty interesting title. So where did that come from, and was there a certain story you're trying to portray through the music in that song?
Well, Avicii was a big idol of mine. I would watch him in the studio on YouTube, and it would inspire me. Yeah. And I love all of his music. It's all really good.
It's pretty uplifting too. I like his stuff, you know. Wake me up when it's all over.
Yeah.
When I'm wiser and I'm older. All this time I was lost, or like, but I was finding myself, something like that, right?
I know what you mean, bro.
Yeah. So, like, of all mediums of art to get into, what led you to creating electronic music? What sparked that interest? Where'd you get your first interface to, like, do that?
Well, I saw Madion. Sorry, I'm kind of shaking. A little nervous. But I saw Madion do pop culture on the Launchpad, and that was pretty cool. And I was like, I want one of those things. So
So what's the Launchpad?
the Launchpad is a MIDI controller. Could you possibly pull up an image of it?
Yeah, I can do that.
Just search up the Novation Launchpad. So this is a Launchpad. It's a pretty good MIDI controller.
Okay,
Yeah.
awesome. So, like, what do the different buttons do?
So let me show you. So you have 4 different views. So if you go to the first one, it's like pretty much like the arrangement view in Ableton Live, where you can just drop things in. And like, let me think of how to explain this. You just press a button and it plays a sound. And it loops it until you press one of the ones that doesn't have a yellow square, and then it stops it. And then you press another button, and it's like a drum rack. Yeah. Yeah, that's pretty much all I know about it. Yeah. Hey, my sister's name is right there. Nova.
So about how old were you when you got your first setup?
About 13.
13?
So it's been like 6 years.
Cool, man.
Yeah.
So part of what we like to talk about on the show is, you know, there's this kind of cycle we go through where we're trying something new or being creative. And on the show we call it the life cycle. So there's 4 areas we kind of find ourselves in life. The North Star symbolizes balance. The fire symbolizes pride. The little Jesus fish is humility. And then the mountain is strength. So I guess I'd like to talk about, for you, like what your creative process has been like, and we'll kind of like hit on different parts of that process using this cycle. So when you first got into like producing, was it overwhelming at all, or like what was that like emotionally, like what was that like for you to get into something like that?
It was frustrating because the learning curve is like this. It was pretty frustrating.
Yeah.
Like there's a lot of information you have to like burn into your brain to learn music production.
For sure. I'm sure like going into it you probably thought it was going to be a lot easier than it really was.
Yeah, I thought I opened it up and I'm like, this looks like Microsoft Excel. And I was like, exited out of it. I was like, I'll worry about that later.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll worry about that later.
Cool, man. So I know, I guess it was like a little bit hard for me with this show was like I've never produced electronic music. I've tried a little bit with like GarageBand, like back in high school, like, you know.
GarageBand is a very good digital audio workstation.
Yeah, like, you know, kind of looping a drum beat and then like adding layers on top of that. And like, I mean, before they had all that, it was literally like, you know, learn the guitar, learn the drums, like learn how to like record on an 8-track, and now everything's digital.
Do you mean real music?
No.
Well,
it's more tangible, but the end result's the same, right?
That's what I mean.
It's sound hitting your ears.
I think it's almost better for your brain to have a physical instrument. So if you're producing music, try to pick up a physical instrument. Like it's very good, and it's very good for you. It's good for your brain. You use almost every part of your brain when you're working on an instrument. I'm all quiet. I'm like,
all right, so have you ever tried like a normal instrument before?
oh, I have a guitar. I just need to fix the strings.
Okay.
Yeah.
So how long have you played guitar?
A long time, longer than I've been producing music. I'm not very good at it because I don't practice very often.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Would you say that did that help at all rolling over into doing electric music?
It helps with the piano,
Oh yeah,
and the piano is used a lot.
for sure.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. All right, I'm going. I don't have a script. I'm going to go off the script for a second. All right. I've been having like a super stressful week, and normally I'm like a little more mentally prepared coming
Same.
in, you know, and I haven't been breathing. I've been a little anxious, some personal stuff going on. So I just want to put that out there. So if anyone's watching, like, man, this is like really awkward, or where's this conversation going? That might be part of it. Not that we need excuses, but we're
Are
all
you sure
human,
it's not
right?
just me causing the awkwardness?
Oh, no. So,
Yeah.
thank you.
I think he knows.
So the focus of this show is, so Ryan was saying you're open to talking a little bit more about your personal life.
Yeah.
So I think most people who get into art use it as a way to maybe express themselves in ways that words can't.
Yeah.
So, like, yeah, I don't even know where to begin. Like what is the life of Tao? You know, like,
Here's a joke. The life of Tao, the life of Pi. There's a math joke.
Is a tiger in your house?
Well, I'm like Pi times 2.
Oh,
Yeah, it's a Greek letter, so I guess it's a math thing.
all right. So you said you moved around a lot. Was there like a reason for that? Your dad's work, your mom's work. What brought you guys around?
More like my mom's wanderlust, my parents' wanderlust. Yeah, they're just like, I'm bored, let's move. Yeah.
Simple enough. A lot of times people have these crazy complicated reasons for moving around, but it's just new place, change of scenery, meet new people, kind of
That's
thing.
always nice, but like I would always lose friends and stuff like that.
Yeah, which is understandable. And so, how did that affect you personally?
I just learned that my sister was my best friend. Yeah.
Older, younger sister?
She's my younger sister. She's about a year younger.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you have any other siblings?
I have a baby sister as well.
Okay.
Yeah, her name is Phoenix.
Cool, man.
And her last name is Lionheart, which I'm getting my last name changed to because I want her to have someone else that has the same last name because my mom picked that last name.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That'd be cool, man.
Yeah.
Okay, this is Ryan. I just have a quick question. So, Tao, your parents' divorce kind of coincides with the timing of when you started producing music. Like, would you say that it was maybe an outlet for you? Or, like, do you want to maybe talk about that a bit?
So it was a big outlet for me. Like, the divorce and, like being homeless. It was a very good outlet for me. Yeah, I went from middle class to like poverty, and it was hard to get used to. And I was 12. Well, my dad would still like buy me computers and like make sure I had all the latest stuff. And I was like, I should be doing something with this instead of just playing Minecraft for 5 hours at a time and giving myself carpal tunnel syndrome, which is a true story. Yeah, anyway.
So, Tao, you said that you were homeless. How long was that for? And were you in shelters, and were you able to produce music while under those circumstances?
Well, I was in a shelter for a little bit, but we eventually moved in with my aunt and her now her ex-husband, and the girls, my cousins, and we lived there for a little while until we moved in with my great-grandparents, and then after that we moved to Brigham City with my grandfather and my aunts. And then I'm not sure what happened after that. I think we moved to Roy and lived there for a while, and that's when I started producing music, or at least just messing around with it, like watching YouTube tutorials. YouTube tutorials really help. Like, they really do help. Just messing around with it, you'll get frustrated. Just watch if you're an aspiring music producer, like you want to be a music producer, watch a lot of YouTube tutorials and don't get bored of them. Just keep watching them and absorb all of that information. If you get bored, just push through it.
I've heard like Austin and other people talk about how like their guitar sort of becomes like their friend, like it becomes like a person to them, kind of, because it's the music that they make, it's so, it touches on their emotions and stuff. Like, would you describe that as a similar sort of thing for you with the?
Ever since I was little, I felt like technology was alive. Like, in the future, AI is going to be, like, pretty much alive. People like us. So that's how I feel about it. Yeah, I'm super into science.
Awesome, man. So, let's roll with this experience you had of, going from average middle class family to just nothing, because I mean, at least around here, that's not like an everyday occurrence. It's like you just get your job and you have your job for 30 years and your family's just kind of does the thing. But I'd like to kind of incorporate this cycle into that experience, because it sounds like maybe some things from here that might be beneficial for you to maybe help process that experience. Yeah. Not that you haven't, but just, as a friend.
No, I understand.
Yeah, so I've broken down this cycle into little subsections. So I usually start talking about pride, and what that's made up of is boastfulness, which leads to conceitedness. But I think in this case, we can start at anywhere in the cycle, because it's a cycle. Let's start at like, what was the defeat, that kind of got you guys into the state of humility? Like, what was the defeat or the circumstance that led to your family just all of a sudden having nothing?
Well, they fought a lot about just random things, small things. And, like, I'm not going to get too much into it because I don't like to talk about drama.
Yeah.
But, like, there was just a lot of fighting,
And I think taking a back paddle into the realm of pride, I look back on any argument that I've had, and it's just two egos battling it out, right? Your mom probably felt justified in what she believed in was the right way for something to be.
Yeah.
Your dad probably felt justified that his way was the right way. And that unwillingness to compromise, sounds like it ended in a crappy result.
Everyone thinks their opinion is the opinion. Like, I try not to be that way, but I'm still that way. Like, nobody's perfect. Everyone's entitled to their own opinion, and everyone should try to listen to other people's opinions, but not a lot of people do.
It's true. And I feel like there's like a certain, kind of as we go through life, someone said, like, you can't be so open-minded that everything just falls through your head, Like, as you go through life and you experience things, there's things you start to realize, like, I can trust in this principle, or I can trust in these facts, or this reality, right? Because otherwise, like, you're never going to be able to build a foundation on anything if everything's just always in this constant state of just in one ear and out the other kind of thing,
Yeah.
But, you know what? For 18, you seem like a really wise guy.
Thank you.
Like, you have a very calm presence about you. The drama of the world's kind of flying around you. So, like, I want to kind of take it that direction, because I think there's a lot of people that probably wish they had what you had, in terms of, like, just that calm presence in the face of the drama of life. So, like, where did you get this mentality from? Like, what's kind of like, some of the morals you live by, or, what you believe in?
Well, I read this science article, when I was about 15 that says when you resist to act upon anger, it retrains your brain to be a more loving person. And I've kept that, and I use that.
It's awesome, man.
Yeah.
So, let's say this would be pretty extreme. Let's say your computer, you like leave it in the sun too long and it fries,
I don't want to think about that.
Well, I mean, where would you go with that?
I would start playing guitar and just keep beatboxing.
Just keep on swimming, right? Like they say on Finding Nemo.
I would like try to imagine melodies and try to reimagine them over and over and over again, and like what kind of beat I would put onto them, and then like what kind of like pluck or lead and stuff like that.
So let's say your guitar catches on fire.
So if let's just say I had nothing, right?
Everything's taken away.
Like my lips like somehow couldn't beatbox anymore. Nothing.
Yeah.
I would become a businessman. That's not my last resort. That's one of my dreams.
So,
Sorry.
Alright, so like, is this like, so why a businessman? Was that just like the first thing that came to your mind, or like?
It's one of my other passions, business. I would like to start a company, like a tech company. I have an idea for an invention. It's called OrbView. It's a spherical smartphone that has smartwatch capabilities.
Sounds pretty cool.
Yeah, hopefully I can make it.
Sounds pretty rad.
Sounds kind of gimmicky, but I think it would be cool.
All right, you're going to hate me for saying this, but let's say you can't be a businessman. Where do you go from there?
I would probably just hang out with friends, go hiking, like go fishing, go camping.
So, where I'm getting at with this is like, there's something unique about being human, right? Once you realize you have the ability to create something, or, maybe birth a new idea, or a creative spin off of an old idea, I think once you realize you have that capability, it's hard to live life without it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I think what that is hi there.
Hi.
That's the unique thing about being a human on this earth. You don't see birds going around starting tech companies or gorillas inventing new tools. Like, they might get creative and use a sharp rock one day to crack open a nut, but that's kind of like...
Or using a pipe cleaner to get ketchup out of a tube.
Yeah.
Something like that.
Yeah. And they'll do something creative kind of in that realm. But we're unique in that way where we have creative abilities. And life just doesn't feel right when you realize you have that, but you're not using it, So, and I'm a big believer that whatever gifts we discover we have, they're not meant to be kept to ourselves, They're meant to be shared with other people. Like the old Native Americans used to say, part of your purpose of your life is to discover your medicine.
Yeah.
But you don't really use your medicine for yourself. It's to help your tribe, to help people heal. So with your music, like, what are some of your intentions of, like, how can I take this to the world, and, like, what would you like to see happen with it?
My inventions and my music? Well, it's kind of big-headed to say, but I want to change the world.
That's good.
Like,
Sell yourself short.
You already are, because you just stopped me at my tracks, so thank you guys. I'm still curious of what it is you do.
what's your name?
I see the channel. Daniel.
Nice to meet you, Daniel.
Yes. I like what you were saying about the Indians. I'm going to have to use that one, but it's true. I'm an artist myself. Pictures, paintings, portraits, stuff like that.
Nice.
Right. I do enjoy putting it out there for you guys to see, you know what I mean?
Absolutely, yeah.
It's easy. I can be here, share it to you. I'm glad you are. And I like what, I turn on the channel and they have this set up. I like that. That's cool. So it's
I
been
like it
easy
too.
since I've been coming in and out. So I thought someone on stage thought I'd stop and say what's up. What is it? You said you bebop?
I'm a music producer, but I can also be. You want to hear some beatboxing?
Go down, yeah. Whoa, that's. I've only heard you do a little. I was like, yeah, that was on point.
Would you like to hear some more of my music?
Sure, that's why you're here, right? That's
Yeah.
what stops us.
All right, cool.
We'll plug you in, bro.
Stop your guys' interview, but yeah. Sure. Where are you from? I'm not here or what?
I'm from Layton.
Where's that? I'm from Southern California.
Oh, Layton is up by Ogden. Yeah. Alien Hunt. It's all the way at the top, almost. Lander Master. Yeah. Yeah. Pixel. Heck yeah.
What was your name, man?
It's kind of dubsteppy. Yeah. I'm trying to get a Skrillex vibe going with this one.
So what's 100?
100. Like, keep it 100. Yeah. It's supposed to have a D at the end, but I didn't know that when I made this song. Yeah. For now, I actually bought a microphone recently, and I'm going to be doing vocals. Yeah. Yeah. Listen to this. Nero? I love Nero. Who? Borgore? Oh, I'll have to look him up. Borgore? Or Borgor? Alright. Skrillex, Seven Lions, and Flux Pavilion. Yeah, Flux is amazing. He likes to use vibrato, like.
Yeah, so it's just called the.
Or they found you on SoundCloud and said, hey,
Well, actually, me and him have played together. Yeah. This song's good. Alright. That's perfect. This is a remix of The Great Divide by Seven Lions. I think it's Seven Lions. Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
See, I just started doing this show here about a year ago. This is called the Balance Through Art Show. Yeah. Yeah. Exactly. So I did a few of these shows at a different location, but then, so I'm a guitarist, I like singer-songwriter, so I did a few shows here just by myself. And then I was like, this is kind of a cool venue. I told them about my idea, and so I bring in a new artist every week. And just the idea is like, I want this to be kind of a stepping stone for local artists who maybe haven't like gone out and, you know, exactly, yeah. Yep. Yeah. Yep. Yeah, man. Absolutely.
I also rap. I could probably rap to this. Let me just... Yeah. Aerospace, human race, manifest this whole place and exceed. It's hard to do this song. I need like a boom bap beat.
I don't have that rhythm to get it out. You know, like, I got graffiti down. That's my number one. I don't call myself a DJ. I'm more of a turntablist because I like, you know, beat juggling and scratching, stuff like that. Got a major collection of vinyl. Been collecting for the past, like, 15 years. But I love all my scratch records from Dirt Styles and all the DJ Qbert, all those guys up north, Northern California, San Francisco area. Breakdancing, the third element of hip-hop, you know, got that down. You know, I just like to exercise and, you know, jump rope and, you know, just spar and all that, you know, just shadow box. All that's fun. Breakdance too, why not? But the gift of gab in the, you know, words, it's just hard for me to get it out there. You know what I mean? Like, maybe it's too fast here. So I don't know, maybe if I wrote more, you know, or maybe read more too, just kind of get the mind kind of in that flow. But it is what it is. I think you just kind of go with what you have and do that. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
There you go. Take the mic.
Yeah. Absolutely. That's what's cool.
What is your... Let me get your information, man.
Yeah, man, absolutely. Take it down. And what was your name?
Daniel. I go by Thrift Shop Designs. I'll pull up my... Here's my Instagram. Go on and just find yourself on there.
Oh, awesome.
You know, so that's kind of stuff I do as far as portraits. See, the thing is, I used to do a lot of art of, like, iconic stuff. Icons, Star Wars, you know, James Brown, you know, but people were buying it, which is great. But the guy next to me would do the same stuff, but it would just be printed out or glued and, you know, hey, whatever, it's arts and crafts. But my stuff would take time. But then I stopped. People weren't appreciating my art, you know, as far as, like, wow, the talent I was putting into the pieces. They were just buying it because, oh, it's an image of Chewbacca, I want it. And then, you know, the guy next to me printed out one, you know, no talent at all, just, you know, skillful, but no talent. So I stopped doing iconic figures. Now I do my local talent. I do people I know. I do your local barista, your local bartender, your security guard at the club, you know, the guitarist. You know, I went to this fetish ball, and it was lingerie themed, and they had girls in ropes swinging. You know, I like that kind of stuff. You know, it was tasteful, it wasn't too out of the box, but I'll do stuff like that too. Now I use social media. I pick pictures that people are putting out there of themselves. That's it. I'm not taking photos myself. I don't want to. I'm not a photographer. I'm just an artist. So I'll find pictures that I like that you put up. You know, like I'll find a song or a picture in my thing that you liked. You know, like something that you thought was great. I'm going to be like, okay, that's what you think is cool because that's what you produced. Let me check it out. Then I'll check it out. If I like it, I'll grab it and do my thing with it. You know, and then, but with music it's different because, you know, you're combining. But art, pictures, when girls are putting, you know, I mostly paint women, pin up girls, whatever. You know, they're putting pictures out there, a bunch of selfies nowadays. Everybody has their hand up, taking selfies, and, you know, yeah, exactly. And I'm okay, I grab those if I like them, you know, and all the girls are doing it. So I just kind of glamorize the thing that you're already putting out there yourself. You know what I mean? So, and actually, I like to work with local talent, local artists, because now people are recognizing my artwork. Like, I don't know who that is, but the way you did that in a stencil, or the way you made that, the hair, like all that detail, that's awesome. And I'll do
your shirt, one of your pieces?
See, that's one of them. This is actually a band called Grace. Her name is Grace. She does like pop music or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
I know one song by her. But it came out good. See, it's all stencil. It's cut
That's
out with
awesome.
an X-Acto knife. I had to tattoo it on myself. But yeah, that's a portrait. See what I'm saying? So now, but she's not very well known. Like, you're not gonna know. You're gonna look more at the style of it, you know.
Right,
But then
right.
if you do know who it is, it's like, oh, cool, that's so and so, and it looks cool. So that's why I started doing, like I said, just my local people, you know, just my friends. You know, people are like, I don't know who that is, but that looks cool. But by the way, who is that? You know, that's the bartender.
I mean,
over
you
there.
can look at some of the biggest artists that ever lived. Like, they weren't always, you know, a lot of them do like a depiction of Christ or something like that. But like, who's the Mona Lisa? You know, probably just some local girl that Da Vinci's like, I want to paint you. You know, like you're doing the same thing. You know, it's just like you work with people in your community, and it's like my method of like, yeah, of course I want my music to go across the whole earth. You know, but if you can't get some good waves going in your own community, it's kind of a failure because, like, I'm a huge fan of community. Like, figure out like either who your people are or who needs your thing,
Yeah, 'cause
right?
they're your audience, they're your people, they're
Right, so, like, you know,
they're your art buyers, they're your album
Yeah,
buyers.
put your roots in a community, and like, and if it's good and the world needs it, like, it's going to ripple out. You know, I feel like too many people are just trying so hard to put themselves out there, but like they're not getting that local sense of like community.
You know, that's a good foundation. You know, that's why I ask you like where you're from. You know, like where are you making music out of? Because I'm thinking, okay, who's in your local area that's doing it? You know, I'm Huntington Beach area. That's near LA. You got a lot of big headliners, big DJs out there. You know, that started a long time ago and who came up recently with Skrillex and all these big DJs now. You know, so that's a big dynamic in your local area. But look at all these big DJs now. I mean, where's Flux Pavilion now? You know, he's doing EDC in Las Vegas. They're doing like the winter music, in Florida. They're doing all that big stuff, So that is important. Get you established here where you're at, and then you go out. You know what I'm saying?
I just had a quick thought for you, Tao. So one of my favorite things to do when I'm bored, I just get on YouTube and watch like People Are Awesome videos or like action sports videos, and like your kind of music is like what people use for like those like show reels, dude just sends it off a cliff in his skis and like, Pixelate just playing in the background, bump, 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 just, yeah, dude. But there's this,
All of the music that I put out is free for anyone to use in any video. Yeah, it's on SoundCloud and it's all downloadable. Yeah. 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 This is like untouched music. Like I only have like 71 followers or something like that.
What's up, SoundCloud? This is
yeah.
Kehlani. From first play to first platinum, find your fans first on SoundCloud.
Great, just
What are you
comment
waiting for?
on the song
Start
that you
uploading
like and
today.
be like, hey, I'm going to use this. And you have permission from me. Everyone has permission from me to just download my music and use it for anything. You have to download it on a desktop computer. Yeah. This actually isn't my song. It's going through my SoundCloud, so stuff that I've reposted. I'm gonna change it really quick to more of my music.
Absolutely, man.
I always do.
So on that note, thank you. Thanks for stopping. Let me get. Did you add yourself on there?
Yeah, I put my phone number in there, and then I text
I'd like to.
Dude, Huntington Beach is sick. Me and my brother did a little road trip through there.
Oh, good, yeah.
And tried to surf, but
Yeah, I just kind of, I'm from the Inland Empire, which is probably about 50 miles east of Los Angeles. But that's where I'm from. Skateboarded all my life, still do. Got my board in my room, but haven't surfed yet since I've been out there. Been out there about 6 months. Right on the coast right there, and I'm getting there. I will take it on. The water, man, I'm not scared of it, but it's big.
It
you know,
is.
yeah. I didn't. I've been seeing the performances, and I put two and two together. I was like, oh, this is cool. Look at this. Me and my buddies were like, whoa, that's pretty cool. And haven't seen nobody yet. I saw this. I pointed this out earlier. And I saw the PA system and the lights. And I was like, oh, that's cool, but I haven't seen it going on, just on the TV. And I don't even pay attention when it's on the TV because I'm like, that's cool. Someone playing the guitar. Yeah, in the room. This location, I think it's this, isn't it? Or is it not? It's this here that's... No, I came down because I'm on my way to the bank, and then I'm going to hit this fitness center. So I'm kind of all amped up right now with my elixirs and stuff. But like I said, as an artist, I will stop and be like, hey, excuse me, I won't tap them, Don't touch sometimes when they're painting or whatever. But it's like, what is it? What are you doing? Why are you guys here? What is this? Because that sounds like something I would do, or I could see myself there speaking on what I do like I am now. And just communicate, just like hanging out. It's more just like hanging out and doing this. That's why I like the style of like what you're asking. You seem comfortable. You're showing your stuff. It's not too like uptight. I haven't sat down. You gave me the mic. What am I doing with the mic? But that's how art is. I'm hearing your music, and it's not cheesy stuff. It's dubstep. It's like electronic EDM. You're dressed all nice, but you get down on the guitar. You guys say you play together. That's what's up. I'm hanging out in my sweats, workout stuff. So, cheers, guys. I'm out. Thank you very much. I need your
Daniel.
information.
Thank you.
Oh, yeah. Let me give you my information. Here. Yeah, just message me on SoundCloud, and then I'll give you my other
Cool, man. Fix it. Yeah, take it easy. Here you go, man.
Thank you.
Pretty cool stuff, right?
Yeah, this song that's playing, I was actually singing to it, so this is my vocals.
Oh, nice, man. Yeah, let me
I can restart it if you want.
yeah, restart it, and then where it says comp is the computer. You can turn the volume up on that.
Downtown, we let it go. Sunset high, nobody slow. Blood rush in a hazy glow. My hands, your bones.
This guy needs some auto-tune.
One step deep as you fall to me. Hard clap, skip a beat. Count 1, 2, 3. And don't you stop the music, get into it. Won't you dance with me? Find a place and lose if you can do it. Won't you dance with me? Move your feet and feel it. And space between. You gotta
A little off key there.
downtown and let it go. Sunset high and bodies go. Blood rush in the hazy glow.
I would totally skateboard to this, just like cruising down the sidewalk.
Would you like to hear the original song?
Sure.
All right.
1, 2, 3. Don't you stop the music, get into it. Won't you dance with me? Find a place and lose if you can do it.
Want to kick up your style?
This is one of my all-time favorite songs.
Downtown, we let it go. Sunset high and our bodies low. Blood rush in a hazy glow. My hands, your bones. Loose up, we break the scene. One step deep as you fall to me. High clap, we skip a beat. Count 1, 2, 3. And don't you stop the music, get into it. Won't you dance with me? Find a place and lose it. You can do it. Won't you dance with me? Move your feet and feel it in the space between. You gotta give yourself a moment, let your body be. Downtown, we let it go. Sunset high and our bodies low. Blood rush in a hazy glow. My hands, your bones. Loose up, we break the scene. One step deep as you fall to me. High clap, we skip a beat. Count 1, 2, 3. Don't you stop the music, get into it. Won't you
Very
dance with me?
catchy.
Find a place and lose it. You can do it. Won't you dance with me? Move your feet and feel it in the space between. You gotta give yourself a moment. Let your body be. Your name, I'll never know. As we get down in the road.
So my question for you is, going back to your personal life and upbringing and how that relates to, you know,
You turn a little sideways, just getting feedback from that speaker. Yeah.
I'll just ask real quick. So you've told me before about how like every time you move, like you compared it to a military family, where you have to like say goodbye to your friends and you have to, you know, start all over again and everything else like that. As far as that goes, as far as like, you know, I don't know, like have you ever like had musical friends and things like that you've had to like, I don't know, learn some things from or start collaborating, and then all of a sudden you have to like let it go?
Well, all of my music friends, I've actually gotten their Facebooks, so yeah, I haven't lost connection with any of my music friends. But like,
Thank goodness for this pixel age, right?
What?
Thank goodness for this pixel age we live in.
Oh yes.
Thank goodness for this
Thank
pixel
you.
age that we live in.
I am a robot.
I am just a white boy.
That's my white boy voice.
So, So that's awesome. So Facebook has kept you connected with, your music friends and your connections and all that. Kind of a quick personal side note for me. I didn't get Facebook until I think I was graduating high school, because I heard all the bad things about it, like, oh, you just spend all your time on a computer with your computer friends than people in real life, and I guess to kind of bring it back center, life is about a healthy balance and everything. I'm the same way. There's friends that literally live 2,000 miles away with that I can still keep in touch with because of Facebook, But when it's my friend lives 2 blocks away and I talk to him more on Facebook than in real life, that's where the balance starts to get,
that's when it gets kind of sad.
Yeah, it kind of gets kind of weird.
You're right next to each other and you're sending stickers through Messenger and stuff.
When it comes to birth control, I armor up with Nexplanon. The birth
wanna
control that goes in my arm.
Pause that or go
Oh,
back?
Neil.
Or go back to your SoundCloud or something.
Because it's my time. Because right now, it's all about us.
Nexplanon is
Yeah, it's... Here's a quick little bit of information for people who spend a lot of time, have a lot of screen time. So most LCD screens actually emit what's called blue light. And, part of the show is educating people about health and stuff. And blue light, it imitates sunlight, the same light spectrum. And a lot of us, myself included, before I go to bed, I kind of do the Facebook scroll, Oh, I got some messages I got to make sure I'm keeping up on. And next thing I know, it's been an hour, and I've just been scrolling through probably feet and feet, miles of just thread. And what that does is it actually throws off your, what's called, I think it's called the circadian rhythm. And a lot of phones nowadays have a night mode, or you can get an app that kind of makes the screen a little bit orange, and it helps cut out some of that blue light. So anyone who's watching, who's maybe has issues falling asleep, be more conscious about how much screen time am I taking in before I go to sleep, because that's one thing that's helped me a lot is all right, an hour before I go to bed, try to stay off my phone, or if I do need to be on my phone, do I have my little blue light blocker thing on? So that's just kind of a little random side note.
So you did mention sunlight and the sun there, and I just want to give a shout out to how much he knows about science, and he loves the universe and studying physics and things like that. He's actually extremely intelligent, and he knows he's watched lots of YouTube videos and lots of crazy stuff that I had no idea about, ideas of some scientists are working on some futuristic idea of putting solar panels around a star, an entire star, 200 years from now or something, to and using that to well, he can explain it more, but
so what he's talking about is called a Dyson ring or a Dyson sphere, and what that is
Halo.
Yeah, like in Halo.
Yeah.
I'm just playing my Joji playlist. I'm obsessed.
Yeah. So educate us more about this.
So there's a Type 1 civilization, a Type 2 civilization, and a Type 3 civilization. We're not even a Type 1 civilization yet. A Type 1 civilization is a civilization that can harness its entire planet's energy. A Type 2 civilization can harness its entire star's energy. And a Type 3 civilization can pretty much just take over the galaxy and use all of the energy from all of the stars and all of the planets in the galaxy. Or pretty much. They affect my music a lot. I think of something, and I think of a setting in my mind, and for instance, being in another solar system, and approaching a different planet, like a hot Jupiter, or something like that. And then I'm just like, what would sound cool to that? And then I make it. Yeah.
You're like whizzing by hot Jupiter.
Wub, wub. Warm, warm, wub, wub. And then when it builds up, and then it's about to drop, and it's like,
Hot Jupiter.
and then it drops.
I love, putting music to like imagery.
Oh yeah.
It's like, yeah, I'll use that in my songs too, where it's like, I'm feeling high, like kind of like the note bends up, and I'm feeling, and like, kind of playing off the words with the music is kind of fun.
I think my favorite one of your songs is that one where it's like, fragile human after all. I love that one.
Thanks, dude.
Yeah.
Thanks, dude.
Oh, you don't have your guitar, do you?
I think it's in my car.
Yeah. I think there's time.
It's
Is there?
we're probably getting close, but
Yeah, I like it.
oh man,
It's not necessary.
yeah, it'd be really weird to sing it without the music, but I can share the lyrics at least.
Yeah, share the lyrics.
Yeah, I'll share a quick backstory, or I'll share the lyrics and the backstory, and hopefully it'll make the lyrics make more sense. But yeah, so I guess in talking about this cycle we go through life, part of the cycle is when we're coming out of a state of humility. We are often fragile, or fragile, like I like to say in the song. But, yeah, the lyrics are, what makes up the world around me? What can I really call reality? I got a heart that beats that feels pretty real to me. I got a body that hurts that feels pretty real to me. I'm fragile, I'm human after all. My spirit's strong, but my body tends to fall. There is strength in knowing the truth about yourself. I know I'm weak, and therein lies the truth. But since I know I'm weak, therein lies my strength. I'm a fragile man made strong through God's hands. I'm fragile, I'm human after all. My spirit's strong, but my body tends to fall.
Didn't that come to you like you were asleep, and then you were just like, and it was just like.
Did he tell you that, or
I watched the video.
Oh, okay, yeah. I was about to go on a hiking trip to the Grand Canyon with two of my best friends, and I went off a rope swing 2 weeks before the trip into a river, and it wasn't very deep, and I destroyed my ankle. And it was painful, but most of the pain came from oh, I can't go on the trip now with my best friends,
Yeah.
But through kind of a miraculous chain of events, it did heal pretty quickly. And went on this amazing road trip with one of my best friends. And we were staying at a friend's house, and I was working on recording the same album that song's on. And I had already kind of figured out the guitar part, or at least half of it. But yeah, I was literally just 5 o'clock in the morning. Yeah, just jump out of the sofa, there's the lyrics, they're coming, So I just grab my journal, grab my guitar, I run to the park, and I just wrote it all down. And it was literally just funneling from
I gotta change it. Not a good song.
It's all good. Put on some more of your stuff. Yeah, totally.
Alright, this is my remix. This is not a very good song of mine, but I like it. It's a remix of Sleepyhead by Passion Pit.
Oh, I love that song. That's good, yeah. That's good. Yeah, that was essentially what happened. And I've had a few moments like that in creating music, and those are usually the best songs that I have written, you know? Okay, cool. But that's why I encourage, and those will be kind of some of our final thoughts of the show, but the reason why I encourage people to do some kind of art is nothing beats that feeling of, you're sitting there staring at the canvas, or you're sitting there staring at the blank notebook, like, and there's, like, I gotta write something, or I gotta draw something, and you don't know exactly what that's going to be, but then it's like you open yourself up to some power that's greater than you. I believe that's God, because I believe God is someone that loves us, and through us, he can, like, put his spirit, put his creativity, but for each of us, it's going to ripple out in our unique way. Like, for Ryan, it ripples out in asking great questions that, like, keep a conversation rolling.
Yeah.
For Tao, that's like, because he understands technology, of course, EDM is going to be what resonates with you because you understand it, but then your unique personality comes out, in these songs or these remixes. For me, I was inclined to the guitar. It's like, I can lug this around with me anywhere, and like, if someone's having a hard time, I can bust this thing out and share a song, And yeah, and the reason why I think it's so important for people to have an art or a passion is that's a way that God can kind of show himself to you, It's like, wow, that song was way bigger than anything I could have done, but like, I happened to be the one to, write it down.
That's how I felt about Death of a Hero. I was like, wow, I can't believe I kind of made that.
And that's how it feels, right? You're like,
yeah.
How much credit can you really take? Like, I think things artists, I guess, can take a little bit of credit in is like, do I actually take the time each day to work on my craft, whatever it is? But the funny thing is, one, the fact that you have time in a day to work on your craft is a gift.
Find your fans first on SoundCloud. What are you waiting for?
That
start uploading today.
You realize you have a gift, well, it's like that, just that, a gift, And so our lives should be spent in kind of the state of gratitude for the time we've been given, for the gifts we've been given, and just sharing it with other people as often as we can. And I'm a big believer that if more people were doing that, we would be in a, generally a happier world because more people would be doing what they love. And I did get a pretty good, interesting bit of advice from a television producer, or maybe not a television producer, but a guy that does film for Channel 5 News here. They were doing a little film segment up at the Disney store at the mall, and when the guy was done filming, I went to approach him. I'm like, so is this like your passion? You just love, like, doing film? And he's like, not really, but it pays the bills. And I'm like, well, how long have you been doing this? He's like, 15 years. I'm like, well, if you don't, like, absolutely love it, then why are you doing it? And he's like, let me give you some advice, man. I think too many people get caught up in, like, I just need to be doing what I love. Well, the problem is, like, some people can love crocheting. Not that there's anything wrong with that, but, like, does it pay the bills? And for him, it's like, well, yeah, I do have an interest in it, but, like, what matters is I'm good at it. And, like, I'm going to be more of service to my community doing something I'm good at than necessarily, like, trying to make a living out of doing something I love. And he's like, but that's okay, because, like, I'm good at this, it's enjoyable enough, but, like, the people around me benefit from it far more than I do. But yeah, I have my hobbies, and the cool thing is, they just remain that way. They remain my hobbies. Like, it's my escape, it's my creative outlet. And, like, yeah, if my hobbies, one day, like, make me millions, that's just a bonus. He's like, But, some people do have the fortune of their hobby turning into their career. And that can be a blessing and a curse from people I've talked to, where it's like, I've had friends who have become like, amateur or pro snowboarders. And they're like, yeah, it's cool, I get to travel the world, but like now my hobby's my job. So it's like not my hobby anymore. And like, I kind of dread going to work some days like I would, working at a Subway or something. And so, back to the balance thing, it's like, you got to do it because you love it. And even more importantly than that, like, is it beneficial to others around you? Because I think that's where we get a lot of our joy in life is, wow, like, there's something that I can do that makes someone's day easier or better. And that is like, kind of fills those gaps in our lives. But yeah, before we end the show, do you have any kind of final thoughts about, or like words of encouragement to those maybe, going the EDM route or just art in general?
Well, if you're going into EDM, you've always got to try something new. Every song, you should always try something new. But keep those little things that you love. Your
flavor, right?
Keep your flavor.
Your flavor.
Your flavor.
I'm old Greg.
Absolutely. Well, everyone, that's been our show tonight. Thanks for tuning in to the Balance Through Art show.
Thank you so much for having me.
Absolutely, Tao. It's been a pleasure. And hopefully we get you back on the show here in a few months and hear some more new music. And I just want to encourage everyone to, discover what your art is and find ways to share it with people. We'll be starting in August. We'll be moving to Wednesday nights at 7. And we'll be doing that for the next 6 months or so. So tune in next week, and thanks for watching.
Thank you.